Very good morning, student. Welcome you all for the physics class. Today's topic is definition and explanation of Biot-Savart law. What is the statement of Biot-Savart law? Biot-Savart law is nothing but conductor carrying current varies directly as the state of the conductor I, directly as the magnitude of the length element dl vector, and directly as the sign of the angle say theta between dl vector and r cap. The last one is inversely as the square of the distance between the point P and the length element dl vector. From this formula we have to explain the definition of Biot-Savart law. dB is nothing but magnetic field. The magnetic field is directly proportional to the current and is directly proportional to the dl, that means length, magnitude of length of the element dl, and directly inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the point P and length element dl vector. The next dB is equal to k into ideal divided by r square into sin theta. So remove the proportionality, we can add proportionality constant. We can multiple proportionality constant is nothing but k. So dB is equal to k ideal divided by r square into sin theta. Now I am going to explain the concept of Biot-Savart law. Soon after the Oersted discovery, both Jean Baptiste Biot and Felix Savart in 1819 did quantitative experiments on the force experienced by a magnet kept near current carrying wire and arrival at a mathematical expression that gives the magnetic field at some point in specific in terms of the current that produces the magnetic field. This is true for any shape of the conductor. Here, Biot and Savart experimentally observed that the magnitude of field dB vector at a point P at a distance r from the small elemental length taken on a conductor carrying current varies. So this is the statement of Biot-Savart law. So directly as the strength of the current I, directly as the magnitude of the length element dl vector, directly as the sign of the angle say theta between dl vector and r cap, inversely as the square of the distance between the point P and the length element dl vector. So this is the expressed as, once again repeat this formula, magnetic field dB vector is directly proportional to the current, magnetic field is directly proportional to the magnitude of the length of the element dl vector, and magnetic field is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the point P and the length of the length element dl vector. So remove this proportionality, we can multiple proportionality constant. We obtained from this formula dB is equal to k into ideal divided by r square into sin theta, where k is the proportionality constant. What is the value of k? K is equal to mu naught divided by 4 pi. In SI unit, k is equal to 1. K is equal to 1. In CGS units, in vector notation, so we have to write this term into vector notation. So dB vector is equal to, what is the value of k? Mu naught divided by 4 pi into I dl vector into r cap divided by r square. Sin theta can be written as vector notation. We obtained I dl vector cross r cap divided by r square. Here vector dB vector is perpendicular to both ideal vector pointing the direction of the current flow. Here this is the dB vector is perpendicular to the both I and dl vector. So the next, the equation 3.37 used to compute the magnetic field only due to a small elemental length dl of the conductor. The net magnetic field point P at point P, net magnetic field at point P due to the conductor is obtained from principle of superposition by considering the contribution from all current element ideal vector. So from contribution from all the current element ideal vector. Hence, integrating equation 3.37, integrate this equation 3.37, we obtained B vector is equal to integration of dB vector is equal to mu naught I divided by 4 pi is the constant term. So, we cannot integrate this constant term according to the integration rule. So, that is why remove this constant value from the integration symbol, mu naught I divided by 4 pi, then integration symbol, integration of dl vector cross r cap divided by r square. So, where the integral is taken over the entire current distribution. Cases: if the point P lies, this point P lies on the conductor, what happens? Theta value is equal to 0. So, if the point P lies on the conductor, then the theta is equal to 0 degree. Therefore, dB vector is 0. Then the second point, this point P which is placed perpendicular to the conductor, carrying a conductor, what happens? Theta value is equal to 90 degree. So, if the point lies perpendicular to the conductor, then the theta is equal to 90 degree. Therefore, dB vector is maximum. That means magnetic field experience a point P at a maximum value. So, is maximum and is given by dB vector is equal to ideal divided by r square into n cap, because sin 90 degree value is 1. So that is why dB vector is equal to ideal divided by r square into n cap, where n cap is the unit vector perpendicular to both ideal vector and r cap. Here from this diagram, the direction of the magnetic field using right hand rule, Fleming right hand rule. Here thumb finger represent magnetic field, forefinger represent the current, and here middle finger represent the distance. That means current passing through element from the point to P. So from this right hand rule, we have to explain this concept, last concept. Now, similarities between Coulomb's law and Biot-Savart law. Similarities between Coulomb's law and Biot-Savart's law. Electric and magnetic field. So first point, obey inverse square law, so they are long range field. So note it down. This point is very useful for your objective type question. Obey inverse square law, so they are long range fields. The second point, obey the principle of superposition and are linear with respect to source. So note it down, this point also. Obey the principle of superposition and are linear with respect to source. In magnitude, E is directly proportional to Q. That means electric field is directly proportional to Q for the Coulomb's law. Then magnetic field is directly proportional to current and length of the element for the Biot-Savart law. From this tabulation, we can easily understand difference between Coulomb's law and Biot-Savart's law. Electric field and magnetic field. First point, for the electric field produced by a scalar source, that is an electric charge Q. For the magnetic field produced by a vector source, that is current element ideal vector. Second point, for the electric field, It is directed along the position vector joining the source and the point at which the field is calculated. For the magnetic field, it is directly perpendicular to the position vector r vector and the current element ideal vector. For the electric field, third point, does not depend on angle. For the magnetic field, the third point is depends on the angle between the position vector r vector and the current element ideal vector. Then the last one is note that the exponent of charge q source and exponent of electric field E is unity. Similarly, the exponent of current element ideal source and the exponent of magnetic field B is unity. So magnetic field also unity, then electric field E is also unity. In other words, electric field E vector is proportional only to charge. So note it down, electric field E vector is proportional only to charge source and not on higher powers of charges q square, q cube, etc. Similarly, magnetic field B vector is proportional to current element ideal vector source and not on square or cube or higher powers of current elements. The cause and effect have linear relationship. Thank you.